So we do a lot of work with Lyme's and Lyme's patients. And we get asked a lot of times why the stuff that we do works and some of the other things don't. The biggest issue is because I attack this as a systemic or a holistic problem. Because most of the time these people have complete lymph congestion, they've got their gut dysfunction is just completely messed up. They have their immune system screwed up, so everything, all the systems in their body have something going haywire with them. And so we have kind of a stepwise process that we've gone through all of our Lyme patients with, and it's had really good success taking these people from completely disabled back to 80-90%, sometimes even 100% of their life before they got Lyme's. So the first thing that we do is we fix the interference fields, the damage to the meridian system. And we use a special clay to kind of reset and remap the meridian system. That piece is, there's only 4 or 5 people I know of in the country who do that, so that's very exclusive to our office. That piece is going to be hard to find outside of our office. So I'll discuss that a little bit later for people who want to hear about that. The next step is that we want to make sure that we get the gut back to where it needs to be, but we have to make sure that we watch the detox organs, the liver, the kidneys, and the colon as we do that, because those are really our rate limiting steps. So as we go through, we make sure that, okay, is the liver draining? Okay, are the kidneys up to speed with everything that we're doing? Is the colon flushing through? Is everything good there? The reason is because at the end of the day, health is good chemicals in, that's going to be your gut, and it's going to be bad chemicals out. That's going to be your liver, it's going to be your kidneys, your colon, your lungs, those sort of things. So we have to make sure that we're getting that process taken care of. So the first thing that we're going to do in that process is we're going to check to see if you have any parasitic infections. Because a lot of times you'll get parasites in your gut and you'll get them in your liver. And I want to say 90 to 100% of the patients we tested with Lyme's have all had it. So we kill the parasites in the gut, we kill the parasites in the liver, we kind of get the liver and the kidneys to kind of handle all that, and when the parasites are gone, we're going to start remapping the gut. So we're going to put in some probiotics, but anytime that you've got low probiotics in the gut, you're going to have high yeast. So we got to kill the yeast at the same time we're putting in the probiotics, so we're kind of reestablish some gut flora. Now the nice thing about doing that first is that now the gut can bring in nutrients to help the body fight off and rebuild the damage the spirochetes has done, the Lyme's issue has done. So once the gut kind of starts getting back on and the kidneys and the liver are kind of flushing, they're trying to pull everything out, that's when we can start actually addressing the Lyme's issue. And we use high-dose hydrochloric acid for that in capsule form. And as we start burning off all the spirochetes and breaking down the biofilms and cleaning all that out, generally we see the need for nutrients substantially decrease because the body's more efficient and the body's not needing to fight as hard, and the spirochetes start dying, and we start seeing the positive effects start to really climb. That's when we start kind of bring people in and say, okay, look, now we're going to go into this next phase, which is hormone. Reset the hormones, pull out the xenon phytoestrogen pieces. We're going to also start working on, getting them off the supplementation. My goal is to always get people off supplements as fast as we can. Having said that, like I said, it's always good chemicals in versus bad chemicals out. So if I sit down and I say, okay, hey, look, here's the diet we need to move to. And if someone says, look, either I can't or I won't do that diet, well, then you've got to take these chemicals in through supplementation, through high-end smoothies, through capsules. However we got to get these chemicals in, we got to get them in if you're not going to eat them. Now, the other big piece that's always central to what we're doing that a lot of people also miss is the psychological component. It's extremely important because it 100% affects how your gut functions. If you're stressed out, if you're worried, if you're not relaxed, your gut shifts from what's called parasympathetic, which is resting, digesting, into sympathetic, which is fight, flight. The problem is that if you're not resting, digesting, the nutrients, the blood flow, the energy, all that, it doesn't go to the gut. It goes to your arms and legs and lungs so you can run away. That can kill probiotics. That can slow down peristalsis and the movement through the gut. There's a lot of bad things that causes. So we've got to make sure that we work on that piece. And so that piece is something we're kind of help. We'll either find somebody to work on that, tell you, okay, take an hour off, kind of relax, do these things. So that piece is also very important. But the general issue that we get into is that you've got to start from the very bottom and you've got to get the body ready to attack and ready to fight the Lymes before you do. Or else what you end up with is you fight real hard for 6 months and you feel like crap and you can't do it anymore. And so you stop for 2-3 weeks before you go back, and it just recycles and rebuilds on itself. And you never have time to get yourself a foundation to build up from. So when we're dealing with chronic issues like Lyme's, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, you have to get your body ready to actually fight the bigger fight. And that's the big base. So anybody who's dealing with it, make sure that you set that base properly before you start trying to build on it, or you're just not going to have a very successful treatment.